evening with your news, also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. Yesterday, we told you that reports emerging from the Corozal free zone indicated that the CIB personnel had to process a scene at the lagoon inside the zone after a man was found dead. It is yet to be confirmed if he was murdered. Information available indicate that his mother identified his body, which was lifted and taken to the Corozal Community Hospital, where it was pronounced dead on arrival around 7 p.m. on Tuesday night. The incident has the Belize Police Department and its Mexican counterparts working overtime in trying to discern evidence or information that can assist in solving the death of Carlos Alberto Yepes Rosas, who left home in Santa Elena, Quintana Roo around midday on April 1st and never returned. We do know the Commissioner of Police, Chester Williams, is uncertain that the Mexican Fayuqueño was murdered in Belize. Rather, the Campo believes the killing happened on the other side of the Rio Hondo. Here is what he told reporters yesterday.
That individual was reported missing, and what our investigation is showing so far is that he may have been killed over at the Mexican side and thrown into the river, and the body floated over to the Belize side of the river. Our investigation is being done in conjunction with our Mexican counterpart, because, like I said, we believe that the crime was committed in Mexico, and we also believe that the suspect or suspects involved are from Mexico. And so we will see how that goes between the two law enforcement agencies working together for us to be able to arrive at a definitive conclusion as to what may have transpired and by who.
In a follow-up to the case, a page on Facebook that goes by the name of Informativo Chitomal suggests that there was a death sentence out for Carlos Alberto Yepes Rosas by a notorious figure of Mexico. In the Facebook post, the writer claims that Valerio Busillos, alias El Monkey, had ordered the killing of Carlos Alberto Rosas after torturing Rosas several times and stabbing him on various occasions before disposing him in the lagoon inside the Corozal free zone. In a second Facebook post, Informativo Chitomal goes on to write that Belizean law enforcement agencies have sent out a memorandum to outline that the recent killing of Rosas has put the department on high alert for Armando Arias, alias El Monkey. We made a search and found that indeed a document was circulated dated April 4, 2023 that speaks to the reporting of Arias should he be seen. We know the investigation into the death of Carlos Alberto Rosas is ongoing at this time. Tensions have been high between the police department and Orangeños over the past few weeks following the shooting death of 19-year-old Alberto Chi at the hands of police officers. The deadly incident, as reported, happened on March 25th as Chi and two of his friends were riding around town on motorcycles. Police were called out to the area of Liberty Avenue where the sound of the bikes backfired, alerted one resident to call the police and report that shots were being fired in their vicinity. The police department's quick response team showed up, and after a chase around the area, she was fatally shot at the hands of police. After cries for justice from the country on a whole, Corporal Esmin Flores and Constable Solomon Kowo, both attached to the Orange Walk police formation, were charged with Chi's murder. Today, in an effort to quell tensions in our community, Assistant Commissioner of Police Howell Gillett joined members of the Orange Walk community policing team in a visit of Chi's neighborhood, also stopping for a visit with Chi's family.
We're here primarily because of an incident that took place where there was a police shooting a few weeks ago. We're so sorry that the incident took place. We hope that it never happened. But we want to learn from this incident So we're here to meet with the family of the deceased, and then we're also here to meet with the community members in this very near area. This community has been a very good one, and we don't want to lose that trust that they had in the police. So we're here to refresh, to come closer together to them, and to show them that it is an isolated incident. It is not something that is countenanced by the Belize Police Department. This is not representative of the Belize Police Department. The Commissioner Williams, immediately after the incident, made some policy changes as it relates to the handling of weapons and the type of weapons that are used in urban areas. So that, to me, will help. But as I said, it's a recent incident and we're still learning from it. We never want something like this to happen because it erodes the trust between the police and the community. So we are here today in full numbers, the community policing as well as the Orange Rock detachment are represented here today. So that's how serious we take it. We are here from Belmopan to show the family that we are with them. We don't want to get into the case per se because it's before the court and we don't want to prejudice anything. So I will leave that part of the case, but I'm sure the policies that are being implemented, not only for the Orange Rock district, but as a consequence of this incident, there are many policy changes as it relates to the use and handling of firearms by police officers. So that, we believe, will help us to not see an incident like that again.
Just before noon today on Holy Thursday, a young woman was knocked down on Progress Street by a pickup truck. As you can see from footage we took of the accident, the young woman was traveling on Cinderella Street, and upon reaching the intersection with Progress Street, she was knocked off her motorcycle by an incoming pickup truck. The young woman was briefly trapped under the pickup truck. However, quick response from the police department and medical personnel were able to transfer her to the Northern Regional Hospital for medical attention. As we head into the Easter weekend, we encourage drivers and pedestrians alike to follow all traffic regulations. Even though traffic law enforcement is increased at specific times of the year, as will be during the long Easter period, authorities are also allowing on road users to take responsibility for their safety on the roads and thoroughfares. Motorists and pedestrians are reminded of these very important traffic regulations as they may help save your life and that of other motorists. Do not drink or drive, text or drive, rest before you travel, and not to drive if you are tired. Do not use electronic devices while driving. Ensure everyone in the vehicle wears a seat belt, and that means those seated in the front and the back. Drive to the conditions of the road, and don't forget that the indicated speed limit is not a target. Do not overtake when it is unsafe to do so, and respect and obey the road markings which indicate when you may or may not pass other vehicles. In relation to cyclists, riding a motorbike or a pedestrian, make yourself visible and ensure your protective clothing is in good condition. It is important to ride and walk where it is safe to do so. During this time of the year where we want to enjoy, we must always respect all road rules so that you and the others that use the road can arrive to and from their destination safely. Mayor Riga Valles and the Corozal Town Council have been upgrading a number of streets across that municipality. One of the most recent works carried out is the paving of First Avenue that seeks to see the rehabilitation of 1,500 feet. In order to meet their target of paved streets, the mayor and the councillors are using a pave-o-meter as they work along with Tightrope and Sons Company Limited.
A couple of weeks ago, we put down the primer on First Avenue, and yesterday we did the actual paving of First Avenue. Very important part of Corozal town, the most traveled part of town when it comes to tourism, right? That's where most of the activities happen for the Easter also because of Miami Beach. It's a well-known area for a lot of people. we decided to go about and pave it. Yes, it took us a bit of time, but you know, for a place like First Avenue, making sure that it happens the right way was very important. So it's paved right in time for the Easter, and I'm sure that people will also appreciate that. You know, eventually we will also extend the paving a bit farther, right, because it's only a part of First Avenue, but the most important part for right now.
Projects undertaken at the council reflects taxpayers' monies being invested for the development of the town. While the entrance of the town is being rehabilitated, Veo says that those who traverse the newly paved First Avenue must exercise caution since there is loose gravel.
I want to ask people to take their time on that street. It has a lot of stones, a lot of pebbles, and it's very important for their safety to drive very slow. And because it's freshly done, we need to ensure that it's maintained very well. You know, and even beyond that afterwards, to take our time. You know, apart from that, at a large scale, it's Easter. We all know what happens every Easter. We need to be responsible enough as we travel along the country to stay safe. Everyone has have families, so I am sure that we want to stay safe and make sure that everyone also is safe on the road. But for that First Avenue, I ask motorists to take their time. It's freshly done, you know, and anything right now can actually dig the paving, and we don't want that. It costs their own tax money. You know, that is their money going into work. We are only investing right back into our community. Even the pedestrians, you know, to be careful. I know people have this tendency when you freshly pave, they want to speed on it, right? And we need to be very aware that we'll have people walking, especially on a very busy weekend like this weekend. We will have kids crossing the streets, running to go swim, you know, and you know, it's an area where we have a lot of different businesses, right? So it will be very busy, and I want to ask them to be very careful, pedestrians and motorists. You know, for the pedestrians to stay on the sidewalk as much as possible, and to be very careful when they cross the street, and to motorists to take their time when traveling and driving on that freshly paved street.
I believe there is about 2 or 3 speed bumps that were there before, prior to the pavement. Is it going to be introduced?
It's definitely gonna be back. Those we need to put those. It's not gonna be speed bumps. It's more going to be pedestrian ramps, so that people can easily cross from one side of the street to the other side of the streets, because we have businesses on both sides, and of course we have the main attraction, which is the sea, right? So, and we have a lot of kids wanting to go swim, so we will definitely put back pedestrian ramps on that street.
The council plans to implement measures to divert large trucks from the avenue until the pavement is completely ready to be used by huge vehicles. By the end of 2024, the Corozal Town Council plans to pave 3 miles of streets. In honor of the Father of the Nation, George Cadle Prize, the Corozal Town Council will construct a roundabout at the entrance of Corozal Town. Today, Mayor of Corozal gave us an update on the erection of the roundabout, which is only a few weeks away from being inaugurated.
Yes, actually, at the entrance of Corozal Town, you will see a construction happening at the roundabout. It's a George Price roundabout. A couple of weeks ago, we had mentioned to the community of Corozal Town that we will venture into this project where we want to commemorate our Right Honorable George Price. Now, and hence the reason why we decided as a town council that we want to construct a roundabout in his name. It's about to reach halfway. In some couple of weeks it will definitely be done, and I hope that people appreciate the fact that, you know, we're having something in Corozal Town for someone as important and special for the whole country as the Right Honorable Judge Price.
Okay.
The late Right Honorable Price would frequent Corozal to personally visit his people, and it was no surprise that he would sit and dine with them at their homes. For that reason and others, Vega says it is just right to honor his memory with the project.
We are partnering and collaborating with Trust Life. He was kind enough to come to us and wanting to share this idea and for us to go about making sure that it happens. So it's going to be totally under the Corozal Town Council. The Right Honorable Judge Price is no stranger to Corozal. He visited Corozal Town. He sat and ate with a lot of people in Corozal Town. As humble as he was, he has that right to have a very special place in Corozal Town, as he has a lot of special places in many different hearts in Corozal, and so it's going to be maintained, well maintained by the Corozal Town Council. That is where we want to have our official ceremony when it comes to Judge Price, especially in September. So it is very important for us, it is very special for us, and I'm sure that it will also be for the people of Corozal.
The long-awaited Easter holiday is upon us, and with that it is estimated that thousands of Malaysians will be away from their home for several days. But while families make arrangements to celebrate the Easter weekend, many don't take their pets into consideration when doing so. Now, while it is true that some people arrange to have their pets cared for while they are away, others seek fun and enjoyment while leaving their pets in harsh conditions. Some are even left tied in the sun with no one to feed them over the course of their owner's absence. Others are locked inside, again with no means to access food and fresh water. So, before you head out to the beach to unwind, here are some tips you can follow to ensure that your pet has a safe holiday weekend too.
I would use a comparison of thinking if you're going to go out, it's what are you going to do for your children? What babysitting steps are you going to take for your children? Because a big thing from the Humane Society is that we tend to see them as children. We see them as our babies or pet owners, right? They're defenseless. They completely depend on us. We have to feed them, take them out, give them water, see to all their medical expenses, all their medical things. It's really like having children in a lot of ways. So we like to tell people, if you're going to go out for the night or if you're going to go out for the weekend, where are you going to leave your children? It's kind of the same thing in a lot of ways. So we like to say, what babysitter are you going to get? A lot of people, I noticed that we have this, I would say, habit or a practice that whenever we're going to go out somewhere, we always ask a family member or a friend to go to our house to either stay the night or just go and turn on the lights for us and go in the morning and turn them off, that sort of thing. So in that same kind of thing, we like to encourage people, if you have pets and you're going to leave them behind, ask that person who's going to do this for you to go and see your pets. Some people might not necessarily care if the lights are on or if the house is okay, but still try to get somebody that's going to go to your home that your pets are familiar with. Have them, give them food, have them have water, fresh water.
Another important thing to remember, according to Paola Osorio of the Orange Rock Humane Society, is the Easter heat and what this means for your pet as well.
If for any reason you have a house pet that needs to go out, have them open the door and have them put them back inside. Like I mentioned, enough water, enough food. If the house gets hot, if they can put on the air conditioning or if they can put on the fans during the day. Right now in Easter, it's very, very hot and pets can suffer heat stroke. If you have bigger dogs, regardless of whether you're coming out or not for the Easter holiday, another good thing to do is to just wet your pet during the course of the day, freshen them up, because heat stroke is very much real for animals. So, I sincerely compare it to getting a babysitter for your pets. It might sound strange to some people, but even if you have to pay somebody to go and look after them, do so and, really consider them because we are their entire world. We're everything to our pets. They rely on us completely and entirely for their basic needs, for their food, for their water, for love, for attention. So if we are leaving them, let's make sure that they're properly taken care of.
And if you plan to take your pet with you on holiday, there are also some successful tips you should remember.
Thing that we have to consider when traveling with our pets is that not all places are pet friendly. Some places they are pet friendly in that they accept your pets. They have no issues with you taking your cat or your dog with you. But just because a place accepts them and says they're pet friendly doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best place to have them. I know sometimes we want to have them with us, and personally, I take mine with me, but not all pets, and this is where we have to be very aware of their own personalities. Not all pets like being around big crowds. Not a lot of pets like exploring new places. So we have to be very aware of their own personalities and their own needs. If you have a pet that's very anxious, that's very nervous, that's very shy and timid, the best thing would be to leave them at home and have somebody go and take care of them at home. At home, they have access to their own comfort, their own surroundings. It's a lot more familiar to them. Now, if you will be traveling with them in a place that you know is okay with your pet and you know that your pet can adapt to it, first things first, I know we don't really have this culture, but get your pets vaccinated. Especially if you're taking smaller puppies, they are very, very prone to parvovirus, and we have heard incidents of parvo going around. Parvo is a very, very fatal disease that can kill your pet. So make sure that your pets are fully vaccinated. Make sure that they are dewormed, free of ticks and fleas, because you don't want to spread anything or get anything along the way. We recommend NexGard a lot. Because it's an internal dewormer as well as helping with the ticks and fleas. So make sure they're fully vaccinated, make sure that they are fully dewormed prior to going, that they are clean. We would encourage pet owners to start getting them used to being in a carrier or in a crate. Another thing, if you're traveling on the road, I would suggest getting them used to that as well. A few days prior, make sure that they go into the car, that they know the back and forth, they know that routine. But yeah, definitely make sure that your pet is vaccinated, make sure that your pet is dewormed, make sure that you take a container, a dish, a cup, something for their food and for their water. They have to have access to food and water at all times. Unlike us, we can kind of understand when there's not water or anything available. But let's plan around that our pets need to be drinking enough water, especially if they're traveling.
Coming up next, a fish. It's what's for dinner. Stay tuned.
Come on! When hungry or craving, when laughter or tears, enjoy the best snacking or flavors are here. Asadas, bocadas, chiladas, doradas, delicious for snacking, done right and done here. Done right, done here.
Indulge the flavor. Go beyond meat. Looks like meat. Tastes like meat. But it's better than meat. 100% plant-based. Rich in protein, 50% less saturated fat, no GMOs, no added soy, packed with benefits and sustainable. Beyond meat, good for you, good for the environment. Now available in 6 different types of products in Belize. Beyond burger, beyond sausage, beyond beef, beyond chicken nuggets, beyond chicken tenders, beyond steak, beyond meat, distributed by United Distributors Limited.
LG dual inverter compressor cools air faster by operating at speeds as high as 120 Hz with more stability compared to conventional models. It also saves up to 70% more energy by operating at speeds as low as 10 Hz with more stability. It reduces torque vibration down to 40% for quiet outdoor unit operation. Stable operation with low vibrations also results in increased durability.
Fish, it's what will be on the menu at every Christian household tomorrow, known as Good Friday. There are many popular Easter traditions eating fish during the Lenten season, and especially on Good Friday is the one most upheld. But either because of scarcity or due of inflation, the price of fish increases every year during this time. Today we hit the streets of town. We found out that while there is an abundance of fish, the prices vary. Reporter Elmer Cornejo has a story.
With Good Friday and the long Easter weekend only a few hours away, the faithful and traditionists are stocking up on fish. Today we drove around town and visited the favorite fish vendors in Orange Walk and found out what the fish sale is looking like this Easter. It is a surprise that the jack, barrow, grouper, and even the famous bass snook and snapper are plenty this year. As would be the case usually around this time, it becomes scarce, plummeting high prices. But something has changed. We stopped in at Neto's Seafood Market and spoke to Kathleen Urbina, who has been in the business of selling fish for more than 30 years.
Business good. In a whole good, I can't complain. But I feel it's low because maybe I overstock. But then people have been buying from, like for 2 or 3 weeks ago, people they buy and put up. So then try avoid the rush or try avoid stay without fish.
Okay. And in terms of pricing?
Same price, I not change price. That's the thing I do too. I start to pick up fish early, like the fisherman and come in and whatever they bring, I take it. Because this week, when they come in, one come in today, but he asked $2 more per pound. So if I don't have fish, well, I have to pass that on to my clients. But then, like, I have fish, well, then that I could refuse that because I don't have, and then my clients will still enjoy the same price.
With the Belizeans already feeling the effects of the high cost of living, fish vendors try as hard as they can to sell their produce at a price that their customers would appreciate. We even met one fisherman who came all the way from Belize City hoping that by sundown, all his fish could be sold out here in Orange Walk town.
I have to think of them because I live by them for the area. I mean, my place have house 38 years. That's the time I have my shop. I have the river fish, bocona, $7 a pound. I have snapper, $9 a pound. I have groupers, $9 a pound. I have chakchi with a grunt, that's $6 a pound. I have fish fillet, imported fish fillet, $15.50 a pound. Tilapia fish fillet, $11 a pound. Conch, $13 a pound. And shrimp, one variety of shrimp. The smallest one that I carry is a 5160s at $12.50 a pound.
Right now they are so us to sell all the fish, you know, at least side hustle, try to promote the thing for the Easter, you know.
How the sales coming up?
Well, like you could see, they get there right now, one full of basket, you know how you go, man. Yeah, like that.
Do you have a high demand?
Well, yes, man, right now that be a snook, that the thing, be a snook tilapia, you know. Easter time, the thing they sell right now, people want it.
Are you going to be here at this corner because you say you're coming from Belize City, but are you going to be here all day and tomorrow also?
Well, we're not sure if we're on that because it depends on how they sell, you know. If they go right now, so the how they sell, that's how we are. That's the time how they move on, demanding how the people in the corner, you know.
But with inflation rearing its ugly head, prices keep going up. That spells bad news for vendors as they try to maintain their business alive, especially when fish is abundant in villages and towns. For Norma Carrillo, business was better during the COVID-19 lockdown. However, giving up is not an option.
For this year, it has not been so good. I think a lot of people are trying to do the same job. Not to me, with the pandemic, a lot of people were not fishing, especially the river fish. But now a lot of people are going all about doing it. Sea fish is not coming much here. We do have sea fish, but not that much like before. And people, I don't know why, But maybe they are waiting for money, waiting for something at the last moment, or maybe they did it a month before. You wouldn't know. But being business, we, by the grace of God, we still sell. And not like, damn, it's good, but we handle. We are doing okay. For the pandemic, it was much better than right now because I think people weren't going out. But this year is the first time, yeah, it's really, really down. I don't know why. Maybe they have other people doing the same business like I am. Maybe they're finding the cheaper. And I was right now putting in my Facebook page that I was giving discounts right now. If we sell the fish at $8, I was going to give it at $7. If the river fish was 7, we're giving for 6 right now. Taking out only our money so that we can continue. Because in this life, you can't give up. Never give up. Because if you give up, nothing will be good. Tomorrow, Good Friday, I respect that day. I do respect it. Today it's from 7 this morning till 5 the evening. Well, if people come more a little bit after we still cater to them. Saturdays we will be open and Sundays too. Because I'm going at my backyard, so no Cancun for me, so.
Will you be, would you be able to say then whether or not the prices are higher than last year or are they lower?
Never, it's higher. Everything is going higher. Everything. And our Belizean people, we don't get used that if a plantain chips is $1, we need to stay at $1 and it's hard. Right now they're asking for $1.25 for the plantain, an example. But being the fish, they have people, the kaya right now I just see $12, Corozal $11. Orange Walk people is different. Understand, we are a different culture.
But as tradition puts it, fish has become the common meal of choice for Good Friday and Easter. And no matter the price, it's a must-have product for the faithful. Elmer Cornejo, CTV3 News.
On April 5th, 2023, the Ministry of Labor announced the official appointment of Claire Lamb as the Deputy Labor Commissioner for the Labor Department. Lamb has over 23 years of work experience in the field of labor relations, and she has participated in several training courses specializing in mediation, occupational safety and health, trafficking in person, migrant workers, international labor standards, development of labor regulations, labor market information, public employment services, collective bargaining agreement, etc. Throughout her career with the department, Lamb has contributed to the development and implementation of several policies, programs, and activities such as the HIV and AIDS, workplace education programs in several workplaces, reviewing of labor legislation with an emphasis on women employment, the labor complaints management system, the Belize National Child Labor Policy and Strategy 2022-2025, and the Special Purpose Temporary Employment Permits, among others. In 2019, Lamb conducted an in-depth analysis of the inspection services provided by the Labor Department to identify ways through which the department could streamline the process to become compliant with the Labor Inspection Convention adopted in 1947. Lamb is a graduate of the University of the West Indies and holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Management Studies. She also holds a diploma in Industrial and Employment Relations from the International Training Center of the International Labour Organization in Turin, Italy. Now that you have stocked up on your fish for the Easter holiday, you may be looking for a new fish recipe to impress your family and friends, and today we got just the thing for you. Our friends over at Cocina Sabor restaurant today cooked up a very special dish incorporating the very essential fish ingredient fused with an array of local ingredients in a Caribbean twist of flavors. Norma Weiss reports.
Infused with local flavors and ingredients, Chef Carolina Buendia is today sharing an easy yet very exciting fish dish that can easily be made at home or enjoyed at Cocina Sabor restaurant during this Easter season or at any time for those fish lovers out there.
Today I will be doing Caribbean fish, which is wrapped in a plantain leaf with tomatoes, sweet pepper, onions, and with some herbs. First of all, you need to have your ingredients, which will be fish fillet, your plantain leaf, you need tomatoes, onions, lime, butter, garlic, and your herb seasonings. You wrap it in the leaf, plantain leaf, and then you put it in the oven to cook for like 10 minutes.
Now, once you've cooked the fish, talk to us about plating. What else does the dish contain?
The dish contains a side of white rice and a side of grilled veggies, which is zucchini, calabacita, carrots, broccoli, cauliflower, and corn.
Now, this is not something that Belizeans are used to doing home. Would it be something easy for a house mom to do at home?
Oh yes, sure. You can see us right here, or you can come at Cocina Sabor and ask for your favorite dish. And I recommend you. This is one of the popular dish that people ask.
The final product will definitely leave your taste buds jumping with joy and definitely wanting more. Ensuring that only local and fresh products go into every dish is always #1 priority at Cocina Sabor, according to proprietor Oscar Gutierrez.
One of the reasons we chose this dish was because it infuses a lot of flavors from the Caribbean. It involves our fish, which is a part of our tradition. It also infuses some of the local products that we carry around in town. The plantain leaf, the plantain itself, the coconut flavors, the different veggies that are growing in our northern districts. And the concept of it is basically baking it with leaves around it so it releases that smoky flavor. And then it's at that point whereby you will get that flavor from the coconut white rice, also from the smoked plantain leaf that goes and it stays embedded into the fish fillet itself. And then the veggies themselves are also done in a very healthy manner with olive oil and garlic and that are grilled separately. And then all infused to give you this burst of flavors from the Caribbean, which has all of the above mentioned within.
Is this something that you guys, try to do, incorporate local ingredients, local flavors?
Our actual concept is to always use the local products in this area and in the country of Belize to bring out the best flavor in it, obviously. It's a part of the culture in the north. And so with this, we try to make sure that we present it really nice, quality, consistency in flavors, and a little twist of flavors to the gourmet level so that it can be looking nice, no?
And if you are looking for a drink to go along with that Caribbean fish, Cocina Sabor also has you covered with their margarita infusions.
Additionally, for this Easter, we have mango season coming up, and we also have pomegranate coming up. So we started doing on duo Thursday, margarita Thursdays, and you get 2 flavors in a margarita, and it's for $14 Belize. And this one specifically that they will be creating for you is a mango pomegranate margarita. And so with that, it has a little level of colors, it has a little level of alcohol into it, but it does bring a most northerly products that we carry in the Orjoak district. With this in mind, I'd also like to give a grand thankful note to all our patrons that have been supporting us at Cocina Sabor. And also enjoy your weekend, be safe, and make sure that you're ready for work as well, okay? So with this in mind, happy Easter to everyone from the Cocina Sabor family, and we hope to see you here on Easter Monday.
Reporting for CTV3 News, Norma Ruiz.
Easter weekend is here, and it's time to hop into the Corozal entertainment scene this year, says Mayor of Corozal, Regal Veos. This weekend, the Corozal Town Council has lined up various activities, and the prime activity of this hosting an international music band La Sonora Dinamita. This music band has brought moments of great pleasure to Belizeans over the years, and the mayor is inviting everyone to head down to Corozal this Saturday.
Saturday, it's a big day in Corozal town, Saturday night in particular. Sonora Dinamita from El Salvador, bringing Colombian music to our beautiful town of Corozal, the salsa, the cumbia. You know, the type of music that we are familiar with, that we want to dance, you know, that brings out people. That is what we're going to have in Corozal town, Sonora Dinamita, only for $25. You cannot beat that. $25 if you buy your tickets now, and $30 at the door, which is still not expensive. It's cheaper than having to pay a boat ride to San Pedro Kikaker. It's cheaper than having to pay a bus ride to Placencia. It's cheaper after you have to pay the fleteada at the border and the taxes that you will pay in Chetumal, right? So Corozal place is the place to be. Corozal town is the place to be. You cannot beat that nowhere. It's cheap because we have consideration for our people. We want people to come out and have fun, clean fun. Safety, no need to worry about that. We're working very close with the police department. We're going to have a meeting with Coast Guard, making sure that they patrol the sea, because we know we will have a lot of people swimming. But on Saturday night, the main attraction is Sonora Dinamita, together with Gil Harris 7, Flaco Leslie, Bad Gal Sharon, and of course our very own DJ E-Flow from Corozal town. You know, so we also include our local artists because we appreciate our local artists. But for that night, our main attraction is Sonora Dinamita, and I want to invite everybody. You know, not only Corozal town residents, or in Joap town, Belize City, everywhere along the country, even the people from San Pedro, Kikaker, and Placencia.
Tickets at the door will be sold at $30, but if you can get your ticket before the event, it will cost $25. A price not beatable, says the Corozal mayor.
Cannot beat that. Good music, good food, good drinks.
I was going to ask about that on the side of the event, food, because it's going to be you have a ticket to enter. Is it going to be food and drinks sold inside?
No, we're going to have it separate. Inside you're going to buy your drinks, but the food will be outside on the street. We'll have like a food court. We're going to block off a whole area to ensure that people are safe, the vendors are safe. And I am sure that the vendors are looking forward to this also. I mean, they waited so many months for Easter so that they can make some type of finances. And this is the best opportunity that we can give them. You know, not only the vendors, but the community in a whole. This is an attraction that they cannot miss. Sonora Dinamita for $25 or $30, right? So take advantage of it. It's only one night. It's only one night. You know, bring a whole family, and spend a good time listening to good music, drinking some good drinks, and eating some good food at beautiful Corozal.
DJ E-Flow, local artist Bad Gal Sharon from Libertad, and singer-songwriter Flaco Leslie from Benca Vieja del Carmen will also take the stage on Saturday. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Tuesday, April 11th here on CTV3 and Face FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at CTV3BlazeNews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at Facebook.com/CTV3BlazeNews or our YouTube channel at CTV3 News BZ. Remember to wash your hands and remain safe. For all of us here at CTV3 News, have a safe and blessed Easter. Thank you for watching and listening. Good night.